Well,
Yes, we are live. Welcome, everybody. We are here this week with a very special guest on our Free Spirit, inspired by Free Spirit. We'd like to welcome all of our makers, sewers, quilters, any creative enthusiasts to our weekly Inspired By. We thank you for being here with us. We welcome you. I'm coming here today from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a balmy 77. It's going to get pretty warm today. It's around 11 o'clock in the morning. And Kaffe and Brandon are our special guests this week, and they are coming to us from England. I don't know, I didn't ask what the temperature was there, but tell us where you're from. We'd like to know where you're from. We'd like to know where you're tuning in from. And we know we have people from all over the world that tune in, and we love to know where you're all from. So please tell us. I'd like to talk about the quilt behind me. This is a bordered diamonds quilt. This quilt was designed by Kaffe, and this is in the collection that is going to be shipping to stores in September. It's his August 2021 collection, and the pattern can be found on the Free Spirit website. So any questions about today's programming, anything about the fabrics, please tune into our website, which would be freespiritfabrics.com. And any questions that you may have about Kaffe or anything Kaffe related, you go to kaffefacet.com to his website as well. I'd like to ask you to send us hearts, send us thumbs up as Kaffe is talking to us today. He's going to share the inspiration and a lot of some of the quilts that they've created for the new book, Quilts in an English Village. Here's a copy, here's an example of it might be backwards for you, but this is how the book looks, and Kaffe will be talking about that. We are going to post all of this on our social media when it's over, and Kaffe team will as well on their social media. So if you'd like to look at this viewing again, feel free to go on over and view it many times if you'd like. I would like to also say top is Zappy Dots. If you're interested in any of Kaffe or Brandon's designs, go to Zappy Dots. They have a lot of the designs there, and it's really fun to see their fabrics not only go into the quilts, but also now come over into clothing. So that's a lot of fun for a lot of quilters. So at this point, I would like to welcome Mr. Kaffe Facet. Now, many of you know Kaffe. I haven't put you in spotlight just yet, but Kaffe is very well known for his painting, his needlepoint, his knitting, all of his design work, his high fashion, and we're here today to specifically talk to him more about his quilting fabrics, but I'm sure he'll be talking about many of his other inspirations and what inspires him to create the fabrics that he creates for us, that we're all so grateful that he and his team design. The colorations, it's like a huge coloring box, and we all love it. So thank you, Kaffe. I'm going to switch over to Spotlight Video for you. Let me see. So you are in Spotlight Video, Kaffe. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. I wish that we could be in person. Brandon and I have just come down from the Birmingham Quilt Festival, where we were able to actually see people's eyes. That's all you can see these days with everybody in their covered faces. But it was fascinating to be able to actually see people reacting to our quilts in real time, and how much they were enjoying the selection that we had in our little exhibition, and signing lots of books, which was lovely.
That's awesome.
But it's very, very nice to be talking to you, because I know that you're an international crowd, and I love that. I love that we get people coming from all over the world. And Brandon and I are great world travelers, and we are missing our spurts of wonderful cuisine and all of the things that we get when we travel. And every travel that we do, every time we go on a tour, it's like a fabulous holiday for us. We work hard, but we also take in the sights and go to all the markets and museums and so forth on our trips. And we love it and we miss it. Anyway, here we are back in our studio in London. It's kind of a gray day, but it's warm. It's very pleasant, which is very English. We're not going to scare the horses with anything. We're not going to go to extremes. So anyway, it's very lovely to be here and to talk about this book. Now, when I first came to England, I was trying to be a very serious artist, a grown-up, brilliant Picasso of an artist. And I had an exhibition gallery in New York that I would paint for, and we would have shows and so forth. But I picked up knitting at one day, just started playing with knitting yarns, and it completely changed my attitude, because I realized that what I was doing in my paintings and with everything that I do in my life was looking for enhancement of color. Color was all around, but how to take that color and show people how emotional it was for me, how it was just making my boat rock, and so finally, when I picked up those knitting needles and started to knit, I realized this was a fabulous way of experimenting with color and showing people kind of what I meant, and making garments that were incredibly colorful. And so I went around everywhere in the world looking for knitting patterns. Suddenly I was looking at the whole world like it was knitting patterns. And one of the places I went was this little village way off the beaten track, a tiny little village in England called Lavenham. First of all, I love the name. It's like lavender.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this half timbered place. It was, what was so wonderful about it, it had been a great wool town. And wool was the great economic thing of England. I mean, people made fortunes from the wool industry. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, wool became very ordinary and less and less valuable. And, but, all these fabulous houses that were built in that time in this great style of half-timbered buildings. I mean, these are artisan buildings. Every building has the touch of an artist. They're wonderful shapes, and they're fabulous colors. And this is, just the beginning of our book starts to show all of the different wonderful shades of color and toning, and also the fantastic wonky shapes. It was just fabulous to see these shapes are still preserved and they still keep painting them wonderful colors. So here we found this village that I had seen when I first started my knitting career and was looking at it like a great big knitting pattern. But here it was years and years later. We went back and had a look at it, and it was perfect to show our quilts. And so we started to design quilts that were sort of peachy and soft greens and beautiful colors that would go with this house, with this series of houses. And, for instance, the cover of the book, which is the quilt that's behind me, you can see how the rich, wonderful, dark terracotta of this house and the silvered half-timbered building, how that goes with our patchwork quilt. Mm-hmm. And so, we found a setting for every single quilt that we had made. And it was a wonderful shoot. It was very stylish because it was in this small village. We were able to walk around and shoot the whole thing in one go. And one of the things that we discovered when I started looking at the history of it was that Harry Potter had been born in this village. And so here was this great big fabulous house that had been used as the birthplace of Harry Potter. So that was just an added thing. But my best thing, and the thing to see if you ever come to England and want to do a tour and look around at some of these great locations, is that village is so beautifully preserved. and you will take your hat off, I'm sure, as I do, to that group of people that have lived there through the years who value it and don't change it and don't fill it full of McDonald's and skyscrapers and awful, gas stations. It is still a wonderful old English village. Anyway, so that's
Wonderful.
Now, one of the quilts that I loved in an earlier book was a quilt that had nice big squares of fabric, and then a sashing with these stars. And what I loved about it was that I do big scale fabrics. So I like a nice window to show off the scale of a print and the intricacies of it rather than chopping it up too small. And what I loved here was being able to take my shot cottons and do them in contrasting colors. So we got nice, sharp stars, but against this neutral gray sashing. And I think that works incredibly well. And I was able to do a new version of my Turkish Delight, which I love that pattern. It comes from the architecture in Turkey, but it just made a beautiful border. There's a nice, big, bold kind of presence of that. And this is one of our shot cotton stripes, which I think works very well too. The shot cottons are so special. We keep working on them to make them really shot. Like, if I'm moving that in different ways, you can see how it's a warp that's kind of a wonderful mossy yellowish color, and then a green going against it, so that you get these beautiful shades of color. And this one is particularly beautiful. It's kind of wine tones, but I think if I turn that, you can see the different shimmer of it's got orange and wine tones kind of mixing together to create.
It's beautiful.
I hope that showed well, because these are fabrics that I really love, because I love the idea of a nice, strong, plain surface, a pool of color, but I like it to be slightly intriguing rather than just flat. So playing with that. And then for the backing, I've done one of my 108-inch fabrics. This is my lotus leaf pattern, and in kind of smoldery purples and greens. I think that goes well with this rather dark story. But another thing that is interesting is that we get fabrics in here that I think it's worth actually looking at a bigger piece.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we get Philip
agate.
And I have had so much fun coloring this. I've done new colorways that will be coming out in our next collection too. And it is a beautiful thing. It's so detailed. I think you can see all the
that looks great. Thank you for bringing it that close.
Yeah, I think it's worth looking at like that. Another one of Philip's that I absolutely love is just big watermelons. And slow. I find that just amazing. It's a kind of, it's a story of stripes and wonderful organic stripes. And this comes in many different colorways.
The texture is amazing in it.
Yeah. I just love that. There's a particular red one here that's just gorgeous. Yeah.
Looks great.
So that's fun just to look at the bigger scale. Oh, there's also in here this wisteria, and that's another pattern, which is I begged Philip to come up with a wisteria so I could color it, because England is filled with the most wonderful wisteria branches, and
Beautiful.
particularly at this season, or we've just passed it. But you know, you would get old pubs covered with wisteria, absolutely beautiful. These great drops of delicate flowers. And I've done this in a beautiful soft gray and lavender colorway, but I rather like this kind of velvety black background for it as well.
Looks great, Kaffe. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And so,
well, Kaffe, before you remove that quilt, can I just wanted to let everyone know that the name of that quilt is called Starry Night. And as Kaffe is saying, it's in the book, it's on page 65. And as he's already shown, you see the squares in there really show the beautiful details of the fabric. And then he's got the shot cottons in. It looks like a hunter's star in those corners. And then that's going right out to the border is really, really beautiful. You guys did a fantastic job on that. Thank you, Kaffe.
You choose the border. I always choose the border at the end of the project.
It's a good idea.
Brandon and I are very amused when people come and say, I've got my border. Now I'm going to give birth to the baby. And we say, you know, how do you know what you're going to end up creating in this class?
Right.
Until you've done it. You know, you don't just stick any old border on something. It's got to really frame it gorgeously and keep the action going. That's what I try to do. Now, one of the things that I knew, and I know on every shoot that we ever do, no matter how strange or interesting or out of the way our location is in England, we're going to get mossy green because there's a lot of rain and fog and mist here. And those conditions are perfect for creating these beautiful mosses and lichens and so forth that end up in England. I mean, I can get so carried away by walking into a forest in Wales or Ireland that is just completely, the floor is covered with moss, mounds of moss over the rocks and things. It is so charming and so kind of gorgeous, you know. And so anyway, I decided to make a quilt that really dealt with shades of green and also some stony colors, because with that moss, there's always beautiful stone. You know, you get these wonderful houses that are made of stone or great. We found a great fabulous gate that had these huge stone columns, and then you got the moss. So Philip's watermelon in here kind of is like those stones. It has that kind of stony feel. And then we get Brandon's animal print here and the agate that I showed you earlier in a sort of blue-green colorway. And
wisteria.
And the wisteria is here. Now, the reason that it doesn't look like the wisteria is that this is all made of squares, half square triangles. So it is completely pieced out of half square triangles. And so that it just makes a very interesting design that looks like great strips.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for.
And nobody figured it out they were always shocked at that in the festival when they actually looked at the quilt, because they just thought it was a strip of pattern.
I did too, until you pulled in on it. That's really interesting. Very nice.
See, right in the middle there, we've got this amaryllis in green. But you can go back to Brandon. This is a wonderful fabric of Philip's, and I particularly like this colorway of mine, if I may say so, in shades of green. But the stripiness of these flowers is so startling and exciting, I think. I love just another way of playing with stripes.
Very nice.
So it's just fun. And that also, if you want to do something brighter, you could take that the bright colorway of amaryllis and do wonderful stripiness.
It's really beautiful. Look at the detail. So many options, Kaffe, in that beautiful piece of fabric.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we did in the book was a snowball that used fussy cut flowers. If I can just find it here.
Kaffe, while you're looking, I just like to say
Yeah.
that the photography in the book is really amazing.
Yes. Well, Debbie and we used Debbie Patterson, this wonderful photographer, and we've worked together for years on many of the books. But this is, you can see how we fussy cut these flowers in really bright, bullseyeing the flowers and making this wonderful excitement.
It's beautiful. Look at that. Very nice.
You can see how well that works with the old weathered wood and the kind of shabby chic off-white surfaces of the buildings. I mean, oh God, it was the most lovely location. It was the perfect thing for us.
It's in the back.
This is another fabric that is in that thing. I forget what this one is called. Anyway, that's one of Philip Jacobs, and it's just got these wonderful, bright, cheerful chrysanthemums and whatever.
Beautiful.
Bold,
All the colors. Yeah, it's very
dahlias.
nice.
Dahlias. Do you remember when dahlias used to be a bad word? People didn't really like dahlias.
Oh, I love them. My mother always grew them when I was little.
One of the quilts that is really outstandingly interesting to people, this was in our exhibition, and it was like the one quilt that everybody came zeroing in on because you could see it from a mile off.
Right.
And it was these fussy cut flowers that really got people going. And look how that works with the half timbered black and white building.
Looks really nice. They offset each other beautifully. Wow. I saw pictures on social media with that quilt.
Right. So I love this, and Brandon's Mad Plaid I think makes such a gorgeous border too. That's one of our classics that we have kept going. Another classic is his jumble, and the animal, as I was talking about before. So those three fabrics work so well with the color. You can see the animal here as the outside border, which gave it a really mossy, organic feel.
It's really beautiful. All those fabrics work so beautifully together.
Yeah, I think they do too. Thank you. And this is my Jupiter with the sort of malachite coloring.
Yeah, nice selection on the back.
Yeah.
Like that. Kaffe, excuse me, I just want to tell everybody that the name of this quilt in the book is called Ancient Glade, and it's page 92 in the book.
Right.
I just like to tell everyone because
yes, well, thank you. I'm very bad on names. I forget.
No, that's quite all right. I just want to let everyone know because they're asking, so we want to let them know.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now, we're back in the territory of the shop cottons and our stripings. Now, I went to see a fabulous film called Little Women, and I hope all of you have gone to see it. It is a wonderful rendition, the newest version of it. And there was a quilt in the corner of a shot that had squares with stripes, and I'm sure the stripes were pieced, But I thought, I've got stripes at home, and I
Right.
just came home and I cut these stripes and put them with the plain shot cottons. And I think just it's a very graphic, very utterly simple quilt. But with Brandon's little mad plaid as the binding on it, I think it just becomes very special. It's a sweet little thing.
So this is called Shaded Squares, and it's on page 121. And
Yeah,
that mad plaid looks really beautiful on the edge there.
doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
And then we got Brandon's wonderful dot flower as the backing. And if you like this one, there's more colorways of this coming up in the next collections. Some nice contrasting, playing with black and white and so forth.
It's really beautiful. Nice selections.
Yeah. Isn't that mad plaid just wonderful? It's just
It
like
is.
a lovely little big exaggerated cross stitch.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I think that's a sweetheart. And, you know, you could take any stripes. You know, I've got a whole lot of new stripes coming from India that'll be in the next collection. And so you could play with this and make it more soft and pastel if you wanted to, or make it go a lot darker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a fun thing to play with, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fun concept.
Right.
All of these are just recipes for you to change.
That's right.
Your will.
That's right. We love that.
Now, to me, pink is the color of health and happiness and celebration. So this quilt is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. It's soft and lovely. And, you know, when Diana Vreeland, the great doyenne of Vogue magazine, went to India, she came back and she said, pink is the navy blue of India, because at that time, everybody was running around in navy blue suits and, you know, outfits in New York. That's before black took over.
Right.
And so it's just very funny to me that that she said that they use so much pink in India that it becomes like the neutral. And anyway, I love pink, and I love the fact that we were able to get these apricot pinks and bright candy pinks, and then Brandon did this wonderful little pattern which is on the border here called Chips, which has just got this sky blue on this lovely candy pink. It makes a kind of lavender impression, and I think it's completely charming. I also love the border on this, which is it's Philip Jacobs fabric. I think I've got a piece of it here. Yeah. It's a Philip Jacobs fabric that's called a Cactus Flower, and it became one of our classics because we use it so much. And I think this particular colorway really got a lot of people going. It's kind of like old Technicolor films, you know, that very soft coloring you used to get in old Western films, but a lovely softness and yet the kind of punch of the opera pink in the flowers.
The centers of the flowers are really pretty too.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautifully drawn. I love the graphics of his artwork.
Very nice.
Very, very detailed florals. And anyway,
look at that. So this is called Cotton Candy Pinwheels, and it's on page 126 in the book. And love seeing the use of the pinwheels in this way, and it's really fun.
Yeah. And then on the back, we've got Brandon's onion
ring. Yep.
The lovely soft backing.
It's a perfect coordinate with that.
Yeah, I think so. Another thing that I love in here is this fabric, which is just two colors. I did this very plain kind of like I think it's called damask flower. And it really, I think, reads very well. You know, when you're cutting things up, sometimes just two colors mixed in with the more painterly fabrics can be very refreshing. So moving on, we come to my total favorite in this book, which is called Shards. And this is just, to me, like a little mosaic of exquisite things. I love this pattern, you know, broken dishes, it's called. And I remember seeing one years ago in a museum and just flipping out over the details of it. It was all tiny little prints and very things. But I used slightly bigger print and a lot of black and white in this and high contrast. So you get a real fizzy kind of champagne feel to it.
Really beautiful. Look at that.
I think that, don't you think the black and white really works in there?
Oh,
the
yes.
polka dots and the like see, there's polka dots with Brandon's jumble.
That's really fun.
And there's polka dots.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's Brandon's octopus design. Cut up. It's like little butterfly wings or something.
Like an hourglass. Wow. Thank you for getting close, Brandon. That's really beautiful.
Yeah. Now you can imagine this in the village against the walls. Here we've got the shot. And, you know, with that shabby old peeling architecture, oh my God, it was just beautiful. It was so delicate. Like a little wisp against all that off-white and old silvered wood.
They can make it bigger.
And of course, you know, you can go on making this bigger. One of the ways, if you want to keep to this coloring, just make each of these squares twice the size and you would have a nice big quilt.
Right.
And what have we got on the back of that? Oh, wisteria.
Oh, look at that.
So there's the lovely, I've got it upside down, of course, but there's the lovely, the gray background with the pink things, and Brandon's black and white onion rings as the edge to hang it up with.
The sleeve, on the quilt. Well, what's nice about that one is whether it's up or the other way, it still looks beautiful.
Yeah. It's non-directional.
Exactly. It looks very nice.
So this is just a few of the projects in the book, and I'm hoping that people will enjoy it and will enjoy that location and make a little pilgrimage and go there. They have gorgeous tea rooms, by the way. If you arrive exhausted and hungry and thirsty, they'll have tea rooms with cream teas like you've never seen. Just lovely. So I hope you enjoyed our little trip down memory lane. It really was a trip down memory lane for me because this was one of my favorite shoots. It just was a shoot that just came together perfectly. And the photographer and I both agreed at the end of it. It was just, there was a style about it. It was all done within this little small town and it just came together lovely. So awesome. I hope you enjoy that.
Yes, well, thank you for sharing all of this with us, Kate. We always love to have you on and to hear the background behind all of the inspiration and, you know, what you do. And I just wanted to remind everybody the name of the book is Quilts in an English Village, and all of the quilts that Kate just shared with us, they're not all, there's many more quilts in the book, but this is just a sampling, as he said, of the quilts. These are all in this book. So if you're interested in making them or recreating them, you can make them as is, or you can recreate them with Kate's enormous palette of fabrics from the Kate Facet Collective. You know, have at it. You've given us some great inspiration, Kaffe, not only through the fabric, but the design.
Yeah, now Brandon's going to fill you in on all the things that I forgot to say.
Oh,
Hello,
well,
guys.
hey, Brandon.
Hey, guys. I'm just going to blend in very subtly with this quilt. Just as a little reminder, if any of you happen to be traveling towards California, Kaffe still has his painting exhibition running with his gorgeous, fabulously talented niece, Erin Lee Gaffil, at the Monterey Museum of Art. And that exhibition will be on, it's called The Color Duet, and that will be on until October. So if you are lucky enough to go and see that show live in person, then share pictures online. We haven't actually been allowed to go. We're not allowed to come to the US at the moment, unfortunately. But
This is one of the paintings.
this is one of the paintings that didn't happen to make it. So so there you go. And you can see it upside down if you're in Australia. So there's that. We have a whole schedule set with our fabulous Sharon, who's our hostess with the mostess, lined up about. Sharon will give you the dates and when Kaffe and I will be back online. So if there's nothing on television, join us or tell your friends to come have a look too. We're going to be talking about our latest range of fabrics that have been delayed, but going to be delivered in the shops in
September.
When are they going to be delivered, Sharon?
September.
So save your money because we have some really, really, really big goodies coming out to you. We've just shipped off our latest range of fabrics, which will be coming out in February and in July, I hope, of next year with new colorways. We're also working on 2 new books. Next month, we're going to be shooting our next patchwork and quilting book, but also we're working on a big hardback book, which will be coming out in 2023. I can't believe it. I mean, I'll have long hair by then, but you never know. Anyway, keep up with us on social media, and if you've got any questions, please don't be afraid to blast them out to us. And my lovely sister is helping us with our social media posts as well. Sharon, we have a giveaway, don't we?
We do have a giveaway. So we are going to give away 3 books. We're going to give away 3 books, Quilts in an English Village, what Kaffe and Brandon have just brought to us live today. And the question, do we remember the question, Brandon?
Oh,
I wrote it down.
It sounds like I've got a talk in my mouth. Okay,
right.
In Kate's intro, he mentioned the name of a famous
Literary personality.
Yes.
And if you can remember who that name is.
And he was born in
that village.
Which village, right? So they got to answer 2 questions. Who's the famous literary personality and what village were they born in?
So get your fingers on that keyboard right now if you want to win that book.
That's right. So we're going to give away 3 books. And I have to say the books are beautiful. Like mentioned, the quilts are gorgeous, as you've just seen. And then the photography in the book is unbelievable. I mean, it's really very well thought out. You guys, as always, did an amazing job, as you always do. So thank you. And we will be back next week with Kaffe and Brandon next Thursday at the same time. And then the following week, and I'm sorry, I don't have the dates at my fingertips, but as long as you know it's a Thursday, we're going to have Kaffe and Brandon today. So thank you guys for joining us. And
okay.
We will have you next Thursday and the following Thursday. And they're going to be sharing all of their tips, tricks, and inspiration for us. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Kaffe.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Sharon. You looked fabulous, by the way.
You look fabulous.
Oh, and can you remind us where people can get information for that quilt that we designed behind you?
Oh, the quilt behind me. Okay, hold on. Let me show that. I wasn't going to do that, but hold on. Can you see me? I think you can see me if I'm talking.
Yeah.
So the quilt behind me is called Bordered Diamonds Quilt. And this quilt, you can get the instructions for this on the Free Spirit website. So it's freespiritfabrics.com.
Okay, and most importantly to say, a lot of you won't recognize the fabrics that's in that quilt because we specifically put those colors together, showing you people how to use our latest range of fabrics, which will be hitting the shops in late August, September.
Exactly.
So it's all brand new, and that's why it looks so glowing and so fabulous, is that Kaffe worked very hard to choreograph where all the fabrics went, but they are brand new fabrics, brand new fabrics.
Right. That's a good call out, Brandon. Maybe I'll put this one behind me again next week so we can talk about it again. But it's a gorgeous quilt and the fabrics are coming soon. So get ready.
Okay.
If your local quilt shop.
Okay, I'm going this way.
Guys.
And see you again, guys.
Bye. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We love you.